Tokyo hits you like a physical wall. You are navigating a metro area of 37 million people, and the sensory overload drains your energy faster than you might expect. The fastest way to exhaust yourself here is by treating your trip like a scavenger hunt. Most travelers build their entire itinerary by copying and pasting generic top 10 bucket lists from travel blogs. Following those lists means you will spend up to 30% of your vacation standing in queues. You end up overpaying for admission tickets, wrestling for walking space, and hitting severe tourist burnout by day 3. To actually enjoy this city, you have to tune out the hype. Every attraction needs to be evaluated on a strict metric, its true tourist return on investment. This chart measures that return. Along the bottom, we are tracking friction. In Tokyo, friction means the total combination of your financial cost, the minutes spent waiting in line, and the density of the crowds you have to fight. On the vertical axis, we have experience impact. This measures the actual quality of the visit, how memorable the cultural exposure is, and yes, how good the photos are. This top left quadrant is the danger zone. These are the highly marketed tourist traps that demand massive effort from you, but deliver a compromised, overcrowded experience. We are going to plot Tokyo's most famous landmarks on this chart, and then stack them up against hidden, low-friction alternatives. The goal is simple: spend your energy only where the payoff is actually real. Getting above the skyscrapers to see the sheer scale of Tokyo is a mandatory experience. Most people default to the newest and most famous option, Tokyo Skytree. The Skytree's core appeal is raw altitude. It gives the highest panoramic view in Japan, offering a direct line of sight to Mount Fuji. But the friction is steep. Tickets cost upwards of $20, and you will wait 30 minutes just to board the elevator. Once you're up there, the extreme height actually flattens the city's architecture, and the thick, angled observation glass creates a nasty glare that ruins night photography. Compare that to Tokyo Tower, the classic broadcast antenna built heavily inspired by the Eiffel Tower. Tokyo Tower costs about $10 to enter, and the wait is usually around 10 to 15 minutes. The lower altitude means you can actually see the architectural layers of the buildings and the neon streetlights moving below you. But there is a third option. If you want the absolute lowest friction possible, head to the Asahi Beer office buildings and find the Asahi Sky Room. It has zero entry fee and virtually no queue. You buy a beer at the bar, take a seat, and get a stunning, grounded view looking directly down at Sensoji Temple and the Sumida River. Look at this chart to see the final tally. Skytree demands high friction for a flattened view. If you prioritize clear photography and actual value, Tokyo Tower and the Asahi Sky Room offer vastly superior ROI. Next, we have to look at immersive attractions. Right now, the most viral ticket in the city is the Digital Art Museum, TeamLab Borderless. Securing access requires serious effort. You have to book your $25 tickets weeks in advance. And once inside, you will be navigating pitch-black hallways shoulder to shoulder with hundreds of other people. The impact is undeniably high. You are guaranteed world-class, heavily engineered visual aesthetics explicitly designed to perform well on social media. But you have to ask yourself what you're actually experiencing. You are paying a premium to stand in a DAC room looking at light projectors, completely insulated from actual Japanese culture. If you want high immersion with real cultural roots, look into booking a Yakitabuni dinner cruise on Tokyo Bay. For about $43, you board a traditional lantern-lit wooden party boat. You get a full sukiyaki hot pot dinner, live shamisen music, and an open-air view of the Tokyo skyline from the water. TeamLab will give you a highly engineered profile picture, but the Yakitabune cruise delivers a localized, low-stress memory that easily justifies the cost. Eventually, the concrete will wear you down, and you'll need an escape. The tourist instinct is to immediately head to massive green spaces like Uno Park or the famous Meiji Shrine. The reality of visiting Meiji Shrine today is that you are sharing that forest with thousands of other tourists. The constant noise and crowding entirely compromise the tranquility the space was built for. The shrine carries heavy historical weight as a dedication to Japan's first modern emperor. It is culturally vital, but as a place to actually find peace and quiet on a Tuesday afternoon, it fails. Instead, take your need for a quiet escape to Hamarikyu Gardens and find the Nakajima Tea House. The entry fee is just $2. You get a meticulously kept garden and a 1700s tea house floating in the middle of a pond, where you can drink matcha in actual silence, surrounded mostly by locals. If your idea of an escape is a quiet neighborhood stroll rather than a park, head to Yanaka Ginza. This is a preserved 1950s-era shopping street. You trade the massive international brands and frantic energy of Shibuya for small bamboo handcrafts, knife makers, and mom-and-pop shops operating at a human scale. True tranquility in Tokyo rarely exists at the places with the biggest marketing budgets. You find historical texture by stepping one or two streets off the main transit loops. Here is the absolute truth about Tokyo. You cannot see everything. Trying to check off every major ward leaves you physically drained and financially stretched. Look at this flowchart to build your itinerary. Base your decisions on your primary goal, not an algorithm. If your priority is hype and bucket list photos, follow this top path to the Skytree and TeamLab. Just be honest with yourself about the trade-off. You will secure incredible visuals, but you have to accept rigid scheduling, high ticket prices, and constant crowd navigation. If you are a value and vibe optimizer seeking authentic immersion, you follow the bottom path. You lean into the Asahi Sky Room, the Yakitabune Cruise, and Hamarikyu Gardens. You might come home without the exact postcard shot everyone else has, but your memories will be personal, your wallet will be thicker, and your feet won't be throbbing. Drop the guilt of skipping the famous spots. The best Tokyo itinerary simply protects your energy and matches your actual travel style.